Welcome back to Agohp, real, unedited, real content out of our life and our challenges. What we all have in common, I like to say, is we all want to live a long, healthy, and fulfilled life with great brothers and a loving family around us and lots of children. So, what is the absolute key to that? That's health. Today, I want to speak about how this commercialized healthcare system that the Western world or most of the world lives in is against capitalism and is against evolution, and it's causing a lot of problems, a lot of suffering, and a lot of death. And who better could talk about this than me, because I have two autoimmune diseases that I probably got from processed food when I was 12 years old, so over 20 years ago. I had internal bleeding and I started having issues with my immune system attacking my own cells. Before that, I was perfectly healthy, and then suddenly the issues started arising. I lost a lot of blood. I got less and less active. And when you're 12 years old, you don't really figure. My parents at some point realized that something is wrong with me because I was sleeping all day. As a 12-year-old, that's kind of unusual. Anyway, it caused me a lot of pain and suffering. So from 13 years old, when I was diagnosed, until 19, my problems were relatively extreme, which meant I could barely go to school, failed classes, failed tests, lost all my friends. I had a lot of psychological pressure. And the real issue is that the healthcare system didn't even look into the reason what has caused this autoimmune reaction. They have always only medicated my symptoms. So when I was 29 years old and I finally stopped working 100 hours a week because of the pandemic and my business failed and I had nothing else to do, I started to become more educated how you can finalize and achieve proper health, proper long-term longevity, slow down your aging, and so on. But the problem is, when you end up in the system, then they medicate you, and the medication you take actually makes things worse. Today, right now, I'm taking care of this little doggy here next to me because the owner is in hospital, ended up in the system, and over the last 5 days, this hospital made monumental mistakes, didn't act on speed, didn't act professionally, and it is almost costing the patient's life. She's they're undergoing emergency surgery as we speak, so hopefully in a few hours everything is gonna be okay. But this is the great danger of this Medicare system, medical system we live in today, with the poisonous food, the fake legal system, and a pharmaceutical industry that researches and only acts on profits, but not on profits that removes disease, but on profits that actually creates disease, makes symptoms disappear so you don't feel them, so your actual cause that caused the problem gets even worse, right? Let's take paracetamol, for example. If you have temperature or you have pain, they give you painkillers. So you start taking these painkillers, but pain is the natural mechanism of your body to take action, to realize something's going wrong. It's the same with depression. A lot of people today feel depressed, oppressed by the world they live in, the world they created, the world they've been thrown into. So depression is simply your brain, your mind, your soul having pain. It's unnatural to be in this depression. But because of all the changes we live in. This is another symptom that is caused, and this is man-made. It is unnatural to be depressed. It is unnatural to take painkillers. When your body tells you something is wrong, you need to listen and you need to change. You need to act, right? Sadly, the current health system functions the other way around. They're going to turn off your symptoms. You won't feel it. You make it worse. Another great example is, imagine you hurt your knee, you take painkillers, you keep exercising because you don't feel the pain anymore, and now you cause way more damage. And for the rest of your life, you need a surgery because you just damaged the tissue. And for the rest of your life after your surgery, you will actually never recover fully from that. So you need to go to physiotherapy, you need to take pain medication for the rest of your life. Then these pain medications, they're causing symptoms, they cause liver failure, they cause this, they cause that. It's really all designed to make you sicker and sicker, make you suffering more and more, and specifically to make you afraid, to make you scared of absolutely everything, to be in pain, to be depressed so you cannot think forward. Anyway, a few things that I've learned as I am in the system and I'm taking medication for 20 plus years, and I've been to thousands of doctors who have misadvised me and who were absolutely and entirely useless because of the system that pays their bills. If they would actually help me, they couldn't pay their bills. It's not even their fault. So what can you do? What's the best thing you can do, right? And what I've learned is you want to live like a caveman did. How did human beings live 10,000 years ago? Okay, just use your common sense, do research with ChatGPT. How did cavemen live, eat, sleep, have relationship, etc., etc.? I think this is the key thing you can do to stay out of the system. As long as you're out of the system, this is going to work. There's going to be some changes, but it's not going to be drastical, okay? If you're already in the system, you're taking pain medication, pharmaceutical, antidepressants, anything you're taking, then there is more urgency involved because we want to get these petroleum-based drugs out of our body as soon as possible, because the reality is it's more likely it makes you sicker and it's going to make you worse in the long term. You might not feel your symptom you have right now, but long term, it's going to create more and more and more problems. So again, you will have to do your own research. That's another key. Today with ChatGPT, it's never been easier to have a health advisor who's on your side, who doesn't think for profit, who knows a lot of things if you give it the right data, the right guidance, and you ask the right questions. So with common sense, put all your information, all your knowledge, all your experience, all your MRIs, all your blood tests, put everything on there, all your diagnosis, and work with ChatGPT and read through the results. Go on YouTube, follow certain health advisors. One advisor that really helped me to learn intermittent fasting, keto, carnivore, and to find certain things that help my liver to stabilize, etc., like milk thistle, selenium, was Dr. Berg. He has more than 13 million followers on YouTube. I would strongly recommend to follow him. I'm not doing everything he does because we're all individuals, but he has his own farm. He eats 2 times a day within an 18 or 20 hour timeline. So, and he only consumes food from his own farm. He makes his own water. He filters his own water and so on. That's obviously an incredible aspect. And this is really the ultimate goal to get to, but not all of us can live like this. So just a few hacks that I've implemented when I moved to Mexico, when I moved to Tulum, and I had all the time in the world. And the most important things for me were definitely the right diet. So I did a food sensitivity test. Then I did an elimination diet. I went on Carnivore for 90 days. And then I slowly, after eliminating all the food, I implemented one ingredient after the other. Before on carnivore, I cannot do a full carnivore diet. I need to add some avocado. So I was eating avocado, red meat, and beef liver for 90 days. It's very limited. I had to supplement certain things like vitamin A for my eyes, but you need to check yourself. How much does your body need? We're all different, right? So another aspect after the diet, after the carnivore, is obviously while you're doing all these changes, do a vitamin panel, do a blood test, a whole body blood test, check your testosterone, etc. Right? That's probably first thing you want to do. I eliminated all the food sensitivity test. I eliminated everything, and now I'm implementing food by food to see which diet is the most beneficial for me. Where do I feel good? I also have this Whoop band, which is extremely useful. So it feeds you even more data, right? Currently, I'm on a 72-hour fast. I'm already 46 hours in. So fasting is another huge aspect after diet that I implemented when I was 29. For a year and a half, I had one meal a day. I didn't worry too much about what I eat. I just ate once a day. And this drastically improved my hormones. This drastically improved my fitness, my well-being, my sleep, everything. Okay. So first diet and data, combine that with the blood test and the food sensitivity, and then the fasting aspect comes really into place. 4 or 5 years ago, I had one meal a day for almost a year and a half, and since then I have mainly 2 meals a day. Right now, I would run on 2 meals a day, and then once or twice a week I would do intermittent fasting for a longer period, like 24 hours. Okay, I have one meal a day, and then once a month I do a 48 to 72 hour fast, which I'm doing right now. I don't fix things. I have a long flight or it's convenient with my travel schedule. I simply skip the meals for 3 days and that's it. But you can do this plan yourself. One thing I need to add with the fasting, don't just skip into it. Take one step at a time, like I did. Do one meal a day. Don't worry about what you eat. Do the testing first, do the food sensitivity, make a more informed decision. I wasn't aware of that back then, so I made a lot of mistakes. You will not have to, okay? So now we talked about data, diet, fasting. So then the next most important thing is definitely the gym, your fitness, that you need to exhaust your body, you need to strengthen your body. You need to get the right exercises in, strength, flexibility. Don't do just one thing. Do the cardio, do the flexibility work, do the strength training. Do all of it at once. Again, I've just done one. You injure yourself and it throws you back years, right? So do it all together from the start. Best to take a PT for 3 months and get a pro at this if you don't know what you're doing. The last aspect is sleep. Okay, blackout curtains, noise cancelling, low temperature in your bedroom is key. I love to sleep on my own. Cut out whoever sleeps with you in one room because it always wakes you up, and that is very, very unhealthy. This is a really good tool to track your sleep and your entire system that runs during the sleep. So this is when you're already in the failed medical system and they're pushing you further down and down and down, okay? Personally, I don't think in these days you actually need a doctor. You need to develop your own research methods. You need to become a professional at your problem, at your issue, because nobody will care the way you do. So all odds were stacked against me, and for many, many years I'm doing really well and I'm getting better and better and I'm getting more and more data. ChatGPT is a game changer, how quickly I can lay things out and learn from what's going on in my body. You can even connect this these days to ChatGPT. It has an API. So really incredible. Also, AI is going to open up completely different parameters for healthcare going forward. We have a new health minister in America who is shutting down a lot of this food and chemicals that are in the food, that are in the water, that make us sick in the first place. So there's a lot of good things on the horizon. Keep it up, guys. If you have any questions, push it in the comments below. Tell me your stories. I want to hear it. What are you struggling with? What are your solutions? Could I help you with some of this knowledge? Share it with your friends. And of course, like, subscribe. And I see you on the next one. Unedited, real issues, real trouble out of a real world. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching.